It's 100 years since Prince Borghese and 4 other drivers raced 8,000 miles from China to France, and we're with 130 antique cars trying to do it again. Their owners have paid £35,000 each to enter, and the race stops every night like the Tour de France. We're following 5 video diarists. There are the Itala boys. Their car's a load of trouble, but Adam and Jonathan would sooner laugh than cry. The Geordie lads. Joe is a television chef and Bob has a pub. He bought the pub after being banned from it. There are the Aussies. Andrew invited his dad to drive him to Paris, and here they are. There are the 2 fast ladies. Pamela likes the accelerator, Nicola prefers the brake. And there's baby driver, petite Michele from Manhattan. She's with Dan from the Midwest. Michele's the driver, and that's the way she likes it. And I'm Jack Pizzey, and I'm on the race, trying to understand what's going on. Everyone's on the road to a place called Karkorin, but the Itala boys are going nowhere except to another garage.
Okay, we're loading up. Okay, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. Ah, fuck. John! Christ, we're only just on.
Left behind in Ulaanbaatar, they've had their stricken Itala in 2 garages with no success.
Turn the steering wheel that way. Turn the steering wheel. Turn the steering wheel. Keep going, keep going. And now turn this way. And now put the brake on.
Now they're trucking it to Russia. With more mechanics and better machinery, maybe the Russians can get them back on the road to Paris. The road to Paris through this part of Mongolia is perfect for big old racers like this 6.5-litre Bentley. Its engine is almost as big as Prince Borghese's. His Itala has 7 litres. Something that nearly put an end to Borghese's bid to get to Paris was a bridge, very like this one, made with timbers laid across. As he was going across, the bridge gave way under the rear wheels of the car and it fell through backwards, began to fall down in a vertical position. Now, in the account of the trip, it claims that as the car was falling, Borghese managed to take its weight for a moment and actually slow the fall. I find that hard to believe. The car weighed tons and he's just a man. And there often are cases in the account of the trip where you begin to wonder, are they really telling it like it was? Now the story goes on, and there are photographs of this, that they got the car back up by getting a whole load of the local peasants to come with ropes and haul the whole thing back through the bridge, and there it was, fit and strong and able to carry on with the trip. Wow. 100 years ago, this was Borghese's way of getting across a river. We don't face anything as wide as this, just a few streams, really. Baby driver in the little Chevrolet is going well. The 2 fast ladies in their Sunbeam Rapier have a slight hitch, but they'll soon be on their way. And the Geordie lad's Lagonda is trying to live up to its reputation as a reliable gentleman's carriage capable of wafting its owners right over life's little difficulties. Car 39 has been towed ashore by one of the backup vans, and a cold, wet Joe just has to get his kit on.
We had a few mishaps yesterday. Lost a bolt for the sump guard, blew a shock absorber, front passenger side, and also had to attend to some minor repair work on the driver's side, upper wishbone pin assembly. But apart from that, we're in fighting spirits, and fighting's the operative word.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Dad?
Bloody little shit had a go at my driving yesterday.
Yeah, tell us more about it.
Yeah. I'll go faster, Dad, so Dad went faster. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. So Dad went slower, got his fillings shaken out of his teeth because of the bad roads, and that's it. So I said next time he can find himself another driver.
So if there are any takers out there, you know my number, you know how to get in contact with me. I don't care if you drive or navigate, but if you can do better than what I can do, then you're doing all right.
For the two fast ladies in their Sunbeam Rapier, the day is going well until...
Okay, we're in the middle of Mongolia and basically driving along, and the front near side wheel has just unwound itself and come up, which was all quite interesting. We're having a really bad time. Okay. Car 43 has very kindly stopped to render assistance.
Basically, someone didn't do their spanner check this morning very well. That's all. You're missing a nut.
Well, I know that.
Depends from where, that's the question, isn't it?
Do you want to lift it up a bit more? Who did the spanner check this morning?
I didn't do those.
You didn't, did you?
I think we've just learnt a lesson.
Could have been avoided if the nuts had been done up. If I'd checked them last night. I checked them all the other times, just not last night or this morning. So I'm annoyed to the extreme.
Some locals have stopped to enjoy the spectacle, and you can see that there is a sheep that was travelling in the back seat of this white car. Right, that's car 26, who very kindly helped us out with our nuts. Oh my god. Oh god. It's a good job they don't have the RSPCA out here. Jesus! Poor thing. Oh my god!
Off they go. We're off.
They're off. Bye bye! Yes, they're going. Dear me, I've seen it all now.
In Russia, the Itala boys' run of bad luck is still going. They've had the car in one Russian garage with no result. Now they're heading for another.
The good news is we got a tow truck to take the car. The bad news is the tow truck has broken down. The tow truck is suffering similar problems to that we have. No dynamo, no electrics. So what we're doing now is we're just transferring the car from one tow truck to another. So you can see here he's put two tow trucks together, and we can't reverse the car because it doesn't work. but we're now going to tow the car from one tow truck onto another.
Down in Mongolia, the Geordie lads seem to be getting lost.
Well, it's not a bad place to get stuck, is it? We've got some food, we've got the tents, it's a nice little river there. What's that? It keeps it down. Satellite phone's fucked. Joe, put the wrong fucking pin code in block.
This has taken us directly to waypoint 168. If we're dead brave, we should just still be heading out into the wilderness towards 169. But this is kind of like taking us back to the navigate, to the track that we're going to navigate. Do you know what I mean, Bob? So now we've turned like 90 degrees to the way we were travelling, but it's taking us back to the actual navigated track.
Do us a favour, roll us a sick one, will you?
I will. I'll have to switch the camera off. Right, we'll have to resume this. Another instalment in the exciting episode of Bob and Joe get lost once again in Mongolia. But it's worth it because this is the first time we're actually in the middle of the mountains rather than travelling through the mountains. We've got mountains like all around us.
This is a totally amazing experience.
And this feels like this is like totally like virgin land. It's just
left or right?
Left-hand track.
Is that an eagle, Joe?
And there's a massive golden eagle just sweeping down over the fucking thing in front of us. I don't know if you can
Don't try and miss out the fucking swim, Joe. Smile in front.
I don't know if we can pick it up. Where did it go? There it is, it's landing over there.
Do you drive over and say hello to it?
Drive over right up to it and say hello to it. Go on. Let's see if we can get it.
So we got it?
It's nice and slow.
I'm gonna scare it.
There it is, slow, Bob, slow, slow. We're going to hit it in a second. Don't make it fly off.
It's flying off.
Oh my God, it's a huge golden eagle. Look at that. Look at that beautiful thing.
Wow.
At the place where we're stopping tonight, there's some local entertainment laid on. One of the Dutch drivers in a 1939 Citroën is up for it.
Well, I heard there's some wrestling tonight. I feel strong today. Hopefully they can let me wrestle, and if I can have a chance, I will try and do my best. Unfortunately, I've seen the guys, they're very big, and I'm not sure if I can handle them. But I think I'll give it a go.
Oh.
After the wrestling, some Buddhist monks come to see us. A century ago, when Borghese and his rivals drove through here, the Grand Lama came to see the cars. Mongolia was a Buddhist nation. That was in 1907. But 10 years later, in 1917, came the Russian Revolution, and then the Soviet Union swallowed up Mongolia, and Stalin set about repressing Buddhism. Monasteries like this were used for target practice by the artillery, and 20,000 monks were killed. But then in 1991, the Soviet Union imploded, Mongolia became free, and now monasteries and monks are reappearing. Today, the race will start just outside the monastery wall.
And now we're just leaving the start of this beautiful Buddhist monastery, which I might be able to show you. There it is. Koran Monastery.
We've been slogging across Mongolia for 5 days now, and we're not through yet. We're learning that most of Mongolia is like this. There are a few more days of rough track still ahead. Far to the north of here in Russia, the Itala boys have trucked the car to yet another garage that failed to fix it. They've heard about some ace mechanics far away in Krasnoyarsk, so that's where they and the Itala are going right now.
What is your name?
Tanya.
Tanya?
Tanya.
Hello, Tanya.
We're making a film for English television.
No.
No, we are. We really are.
Where are you going, Tanya? Where are you going today?
This train go to Krasnoyarsk?
Krasnoyarsk. It goes to Krasnoyarsk, now Moscow. Krasnoyarsk. Krasnoyarsk, no.
Okay. Well, that's good news. What do we do about getting on the train?
Passport and
passport. Passport and tickets.
Get your passport and tickets, John.
Where are they, look?
Come on.
Which one? Which bag? Mine there. Are they in this one?
Get your tickets. Come on, passport.
I gave them to you.
Yeah, no, I got them.
Oh, well then, give me them.
Here they are.
That's cool.
Tickets and passport.
Oh, here they are.
There we
Tickets
go.
and passport. Passport.
There's the train. The Trans-Siberian Express. Where's this train going, Tanya?
Moscow.
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 Да.
Moscow. До свидания.
До свидания.
До свидания.
On the race, there's a small mystery that puzzles people. How did Dan and Michele get together? One of the mechanics has been cheeky enough to ask.
Story is that when I wanted to do the race,
yes,
but there were no more positions available.
Right.
Dan had a position, but his co-driver dropped out.
Right.
So the race organization connected us, and we decided to do it together. Essentially, we didn't know each other, and we met for the second time in Beijing.
Have you fallen out yet?
No, it's been fine.
By the end of the day, the Geordie lads are back on track, but their Lagonda needs help, and they come across a garage.
We've just had a tough day, basically. We've had a problem with the manifolds, which overheated and started delaminating. And just a bash on the exhaust caused it to fracture, and that was about 200 kilometres ago. So it's been sounding like a Sherman tank since then, and it's melted all the ignition system. So somebody's gone off into the village to look for some new plug leads now.
Oh, it's cross.
Yeah, we didn't follow.
Years practically of your time, any amount of money, lovingly preparing this beautiful old car. Look at him.
Well, it took 6 months.
Was it such a good idea?
It took 6 months to build, and I built it to do the event. So from that point of view, that's what it's here for. It's the only reason it exists. So therefore, we mend it, drive it, fix it. Unfortunately, I didn't follow the advice of Philip Young. He said in his book, do not wrap your exhaust manifolds with bandage. So what did Bob do? That's what happened.
A week later, I caught up with Bob again, and I put it to him that he had recklessly ignored the rally director's splendid guide to preparing your car.
The rally organiser, Philip Young, is very cross with you.
Very cross with me?
Because he said he issued this wonderful book telling people exactly how to prepare their cars, and you were one of the many people who didn't do what he told you.
I am a professional car restorer, and I restore cars for clients from all over the world, and frankly, I think I'm more knowledgeable than Philip Young. But he did get me on that one. I've got to admit.
Beautiful morning, good morning. Something I've noticed, and I'm not the first, is that as we've been travelling across this third world country, among what we see as unsophisticated people, you see smiles on the people's faces that you just never see on Western sophisticated faces. Why is that? I really wonder. What is it about their life and ours that is so different? Why do their smiles go so deep? I wonder.
I decide to pursue my philosophical inquiries with some of our competitors. when they're ready.
Get your head out, Margaret.
Margaret and Nikki might be able to give an Irish perspective. I've noticed that they've been cheerful despite lots of car problems. Why do they think the local people seem to be permanently smiling?
I reckon it's because they don't have any worries. They've got a much simpler lifestyle. They get up, they feed their animals, they live off the land. They don't have any mortgages, any cars to look after, or any houses, or they've got a much simpler lifestyle. They don't have half the stress and worry that Western people do.
Essentially, I just think that they're just a happy people. You know, I suppose we don't know them well enough. We haven't communicated with them because they don't have the language skills to do that. But essentially, I just think that it's part of their culture to be happy in the same way that the Chinese were equally happy.
Well, I mean, it's happened in other places that I've been to that I've seen that. And I think that it's because life here seems to be simplified. It's reduced to the basic essentials. They have everything they need. There are no worries about possessions and jobs and being somewhere at a certain time. Time also seems to be on a very different schedule. I think that's always, I think that's a really interesting thing. And I think it's great for us too to get out of our life, to get out of the city, and to come to a place like this. Sometimes I wish my life was simplified. Although if I could simplify without a tent, that would be better.
The children especially, I think they find joy in watching all the cars go by, and the adults too.
They seem very genuine in their attitude towards us.
Oh, they're bemused. I mean, as you said,
they're bemused.
They could be laughing at us, but they probably think this is the 2007 model lineup out of the West.
But are they just smiling at us, or is it a way they have of smiling that we don't have generally?
It's the way, their culture. They smile. They smile a lot.
Does Nicola notice the local people's smiles?
Oh yes, most definitely. We think that's because they're just happy in their landscape and their situation. They've just got what they've got and they make do, and yeah, they're really happy, and we are really surprised that people just keep waving to us.
Pamela is in the tent too, and whatever she may think about Mongolian smiles, she isn't going to show hers just yet.
Please, just come to the door for a moment.
No way! I'm not having my face on national telly looking like I look now. I need to have some makeup on and I need to dry shampoo my hair and I feel like shit.
Ah well. Life seems very serene right now, but later on, the Irish couple are going to find themselves seriously up against it.
The official book of the Peking to Paris is out now, published by Veloci at $29.99. Check out pekingparis.com for further information.